I'm working on the baked corn recipe. I made a roux. I made butter, I melted butter, added flour according to the recipe. So it's a 1/4 cup butter, 3 tablespoons flour, and then 2 cups milk, and the milk is added gradually. And then I had to whisk it constantly until it came to a boil. And I added fresh cracked pepper, and I added a bouillon cube. And I've been tempering the eggs, and this is how you do it. If you didn't already know, most of us already know. But I kept beating the eggs and adding the roux, a little of the hot roux, little by little, to make the eggs so they don't cook when I add them to the sauce. First, I'm adding in the corn now. I'm going to add the corn. I have 3 cans of corn that I drained. Well, it actually said, yeah, 4 cups. I think 2 cans is a little less than 3 cups. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 cans in because I don't think that's too much. The recipe says to add sugar, but I don't add sugar. And there's my tempered eggs. That way the eggs won't curdle and it will be more like a creamy custard. The recipe doesn't say to temper the eggs, but I decided to do that because in the past, the eggs, after I add the eggs, it would become weird. So I added a step to the recipe myself. It's an old recipe that I learned to cook when I was very young. And now that I'm 51, I added that step of tempering the eggs first. I've never tempered them before, but the kids like this recipe. My husband likes it. Everyone likes it. So I have my stuffing in the oven since last night. I'm going to find a baking dish for that corn. I think this pan will be perfect for the corn. I'm going to butter it. So this is not the 9 by 13. This is a little smaller. I think it's maybe 9 inches this way, and then I don't know. I don't know the size. It came in a set with the larger one. And I think the larger one is actually bigger than a 9 by 13. So it was a baking set I got from somewhere. Yeah. Bismillah. The turkey is roasting in the roaster. I had it marinating in that brine all night long, and it is roasting on 450. I always roast my chickens on high, and I never like the texture of slow roasted meat. Never. I don't know why. I do like it cooked on high because it retains more moisture for some reason. I think it has less time to squeeze out moisture or evaporate moisture, whatever it is. Okay, now I need some crumbs to put on that. I'm going to melt some butter, and then I'm going to toss some. The original recipe says breadcrumbs, so I'm going to see if I can make some breadcrumbs, or maybe I could use saltine cracker crumbs. I don't know yet. Now, to make the buttered breadcrumbs, you just take some butter and you butter the bread, and then you dice it up. It's so easy, simple. These buns have been in the freezer, and I took them out and thawed them quickly in the microwave. And you can use any bread. You can use the fanciest sourdough loaf or rye loaf, whatever it is that floats your boat. But I'm using whatever I have on hand. I've noticed you can even cut these in sections and turn them into dinner rolls. If you toss them in some melted butter and put Parmesan and garlic powder on, the kids love them. They think they're dinner rolls, and they're good. I'm not gonna correct them. If you're running low on groceries, you can come up with all kinds of crazy stuff, and nobody will be the wiser what they're eating. They're not gonna know, hot dog buns. No, they're not. They're gonna say, Mom, crumbs. These crispy crumbs are good. Thank you. Now that goes on top of the casserole. It's going to make a crispy, crunchy topping. Bits have to be cut more. Spread these out a little. We have a lot of secrets in the kitchen as moms. And this one is one of my best kept ones. That you can use hot dog buns for crazy stuff. These are actually potato hot dog buns. When you butter it, that's what makes it crispy. That's what makes it turn crispy in the oven and yummy. Okay, let's see. I hear that brined turkey. He was brining all night long. I kept turning it over every time I woke up to go to the bathroom or some reason. I want to make a generous amount of crumbs I could probably stop now, but my heart says that's not enough butter and not enough crispy crumbs. So I'm going to put the fourth one on. It's Thanksgiving. Let's live a little. We don't... I tell my kids the truth, though, about the first Thanksgiving. The first Thanksgiving was not a happy occasion for the natives. The settlers were actually celebrating the massacre of one or two tribes of natives when they had their Thanksgiving. So I want to make sure to mention that, because it wasn't the happy event for everyone that history books have taught us in school. Just a story they tell kids. I've listened to a lot of natives say they're not offended by turkey dinner. They're offended by the lies. So I want to make sure I include the truth for my family and anyone else too. Yeah. Alrighty then. There. There's my baked corn casserole. I'm sticking it in now. This is where my turkey is cooking. Wow. So for the macaroni, I have a quart of water. A quart and a cup, because I do not want dry macaroni. I want it creamy. The first thing that I add is Velveeta. So sue me. The Velveeta police are not coming for you if you use Velveeta. I know it needs good cheese. I'm going to put good cheese, but Velveeta provides a creamy base without adding flour. I don't want flour because it doesn't work out the best. So I'm using half the block, and the block is 2 pounds, so that's a pound. And I'm going to cut it up in little pieces so it can melt quicker. I'm not going to put the whole thing, the whole block in. And this is water, but I'm going to add dry milk instead of regular milk. I don't like to cook milk because it's too easy to curdle. And I'm keeping this on fairly low, medium low, because I don't want to take a chance of it boiling. If it boils, it's over. And I've wasted all my yummy Velveeta. Yes, Velveeta is the base because that's where I get my creamy texture. It's Velveeta Queso Blanco. That's the one we use sometimes. I'm using that today. And I'm going to add cheddar cheese, and I don't know if I'll add any other cheese or not yet. I have to see what I've got in the fridge. I'm crunching on lettuce because I know I'm going to eat heavy food later. This is my giblet gravy I cooked yesterday with a cube of bouillon in it. So I add my pepper now I'm going to put a slurry in that. I've cooked the macaroni to perfectly al dente. Now, I need some bouillon in there. Yes. Or maybe I'll put some seasoning in. Yes. This broth I'm pouring in there is just melted Velveeta water and dry milk powder. I think it needs some more milk powder. Doesn't taste as rich as I want it to taste. I want it to be very rich. And I think it needs a little more Vegeta because we're seasoning 2 pounds of macaroni. Yeah. Now it looks very liquidy, but when I bake it, it's going to get more creamy. Plus I'm going to add some more grated cheese. I'm going to pour this in the macaroni, and then I'm just going to put grated cheese directly in there. You want it watery, liquidy when you put it in the oven because it takes a long time. I mean, it takes a lot of liquid because it's still al dente, and the baking process evaporates some of the liquid. So, there. Now I'm going to get some cheese and a grater. I think I have a piece of Monterey Jack, and I have some cheddar. I'm just going to grate some cheddar. I'm using what I have. I think I have a pound. Actually, I'm going to move it to this burner. This burner is bigger. It's wobble if the burner is bigger. So I'm just going to grate it. Oh, I'm using the small side. I didn't even realize I was going to do that. I'm going to put most of it in the macaroni, and then it's just regular cheddar. It's not sharp or anything. The kids are not fans of anything that's too sharp. So I put regular cheddar and maybe some Monterey Jack in it. The Monterey Jack and a small piece of cheddar are going to go as topping. There. That looks pretty good. I would only like to use cheese that I grate from now on, because I've tested the difference, and the difference between a bag of cheese and the cheese you grate yourself. It's just worth it to grate it yourself. Oh, my sciatica is really hurting, but I'm doing this because I love my family. We can do things that we think we can't do because we love our family. Just keep going. Okay, now that has a nice creamy promise to have at the end. There you go. Now, I'm getting the pan ready. I have a stick of butter here. So before I add the macaroni, I butter the bottom and the sides so it doesn't get stuck in. Cheese can burn pretty good. There. That looks good. It's already starting to thicken, but don't worry. This creaminess, liquid, is going to turn into a creamy texture. And I'm going to put it on a baking sheet, because the baking sheet will catch any spills. Now's the topping. I'm smelling the baked corn baking in the oven. And I'm smelling the turkey. And I smell the spices that I used in the brine. I think the skin, the acids might have broken the skin down a bit on the turkey, but that's okay. Oh, try back. Oh. Mmm. I used to put other toppings and the kids said no. We want cheese on top. Oh, okay. I guess that can be arranged. All right. I'm in pain, but I'm keeping on. I think that's enough. I don't think I have to add the Monterey Jack. I think this is perfect. I'm going to put it in the oven now. I'm going to make sure the cheese goes to the edge, because no one wants to eat a bite that doesn't have cheese on the top. We're trying to make it to Kentucky for Christmas because all my family is going to be there. My brother from Maryland is going to be there, my sister from Missouri, and everyone else too. So we hope to make it so we can see everyone. It'll be like a family reunion. Okay, there it is, ready for the oven. Okay, here is the cauliflower I cut up. It's organic cauliflower. I'm going to have it cooking kind of low until I get the potatoes peeled, and then I'm going to cook it together. I always add cauliflower to the potatoes because it's a way of getting a vegetable in the kids. I only put a quart of water, and the potatoes don't need any extra water because they can steam. They don't need to be boiled in excessive amounts of water. My potatoes are all peeled and ready for the pot. That is my plate. I have Brussels sprouts that were cooked in bacon and garlic and jalapenos. I have mashed potatoes. I have turkey gravy. I have baked corn. And somewhere under there is some baked macaroni. And there's stuffing over there. And some turkey there with whole berry cranberry sauce. I think I hit it on the head.